Do you wish your Cavalier marched into the veterinary office with a little wiggly tail? Today, I'm going to teach you how to teach your Cavalier how to enjoy those vet visits. Hi everyone, I'm Tanya Wilhelm and welcome back to the channel. Today's talk is all about teaching your Cavalier how to enjoy the vet visit. And this video is going to be helpful if your Cavalier already doesn't like the vet, or if you have a new puppy or a new Cavalier and you want to teach them to love the vet. The first thing is we want to think about what the vet means to your dog. And if you're only taking your Cavalier to the vet when they don't feel well, or for vaccinations, or to be prodded, or a grooming appointment that they don't really like, then we need to really change that association. That's the first thing that we want to address. Whether you're being proactive or retraining your Cavalier, we want to teach them that the vet hospital is a good place to be. So you're going to start off by taking your Cavalier to the vet when he feels good. And we want to make that a positive association. So bring those really yummy, tasty treats with you. Something extra special. Usually things like cooked meat or dehydrated or freeze-dried meat really work well. Or even a Licky mat or treats that you can toss into the grass. It's all going to depend on how your Cavalier currently feels about the vet office. And I'll talk about that later in the video. Most floors in a vet office are slick, easier to clean and disinfect. But you may already know that walking on slick floors is not ideal for dogs, and they can feel uncomfortable because they don't have that grip that they need. So one of the things that you can consider is doggy boots or doggy socks that have grippers, and that will help your Cavalier get a grip when they're walking inside, and they'll feel a little more comfortable, especially if they're pulling on leash and getting a little nervous and their little legs slide out from under them. I actually use Grippy socks when I take Dexter to pet stores because same thing. Slick floors and dogs' nails usually aren't a good combo. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It tells YouTube that you like the video and shows it to more pet parents and keeps our content coming your way. And don't worry if you're afraid to go to the vet with your dog if they don't have an appointment. Most vets and vet staff will happily welcome you and your dog inside the waiting room because they want your dog to feel happy and comfortable when they're there. Because a happy, comfortable dog is easier to care for and look at and get their vitals. It's easier for staff. So why would they not want you there? Now, if the vet office is very busy, maybe you give a quick call. Ask them when it's slow so that you can go there when it's a slow time of the day. Maybe it's between 12 and 2 when they don't see any appointments. Maybe that's a good time. Load up on those healthy, yummy treats, hop into the car, and we're going to condition your Cavalier that this place does not mean dread. This place means something good. So right off the bat, you can start giving your Cavalier treats as you walk up to the door. If they're a little hesitant, do things outside. So maybe you're walking outside or giving them some snacks. Maybe you toss some of the treats into the grass, let them do a sniffy sniff. Don't go to the grass. That seems very popular where dogs are going to pee, because we want to kind of avoid that if they're going to be eating those snacks. How far you go that first time is dependent on your Cavalier. If they're already a little nervous, the outside may be the place to start. And you might need to do that for a few days before you even get up to the door. If, on the other hand, you're working on being proactive, which I hope you are, especially if you have a new puppy, then you might go ahead and do some things outside, work your way into the veterinarian office, give those snacks. If they don't seem too busy, ask if the receptionist can come give your Cavalier some snacks, give them a little scratch, a little loving. If they have a scale out there, go ahead and lure your Cavalier onto the scale, get a nice weight, give them some rewards, sit down, watch, give your Cavalier treats and affection as other dogs walk by. We're just creating a good foundation of that place, meaning good things. Think of Pavlov. I'm in the vet office, I get rewards. I'm in the vet office, I get rewards. That's what Pavlov did. So then your dog starts to think of vet office, oh, rewards, yummy, yummy, yum. Dogs walk by, oh, good job, good job. And by doing that, you're going to actually prevent your Cavalier from getting worked up. They're not going to start that whole, I'm going to bark at dogs, I'm going to bark at dogs, because they're learning when dogs walk by, I look up at mom or dad and I get a tasty reward. Don't worry, you can fade food later, but right now we're working on that conditioning, that good experience of being in the veterinarian office. And if your Cavalier's nervous about going inside the veterinarian office, maybe that's a good time to pull out the Licky mat and go to a nice grassy spot. Sit down with your Cavalier, give them a Licky mat, let them just look at the environment, get rewards. If they don't want to lick the Licky mat, give them some treats. If they don't want to take the treats and you have a high value meat treat, something that they really, really love, maybe you try some kind of toy, maybe a rabbit fur squeaky toy. And if they still don't want to do that, it's over their threshold. They're still just a little too nervous of what's going on. Short, sweet, frequent visits. So try to do that as often as you can until they start to learn that, okay, I'm not going inside. I can settle in, I can take a couple of snacks. We want to make sure that we're working at our Cavalier's pace so they're happy along the way. If they're not happy along the way, you're going too fast and they can't quite handle it. We want to find that sweet spot that they're like, okay, this is not so bad. I can go ahead and eat those treats. I can play those toys. The other thing you want to think about is what happens inside the veterinarian office when they do have a visit. Are they looking in their ears? Are they looking in their teeth? Are they picking up their paws, holding them still? Maybe they're getting them close to them, looking at their bum area. Those are things that you want to practice at home so that your Cavalier is like, yeah, this is no big deal. I like doing this. This means food. Because if your Cavalier isn't comfortable with those things, they are not going to be comfortable having the veterinarian or technician do those as well. I have a lot of videos on teaching your Cavalier how to enjoy being handled and touched, so I'll drop those in the description below, so make sure you check those out after the video. Now when you do go into the veterinarian office, try to make that visit as happy as possible. So remember, if you can put Grippy socks on your Cavalier, that will help. Also something for your Cavalier to stand on or to rest on when they're inside the exam room. So I like things like yoga mats or bath mats with the rubber gripping so that that sticks to the floor, and then my Cavalier Dexter can stand on that or lay on that and he's not sliding around. So take one of those with you. That'll make your Cavalier much happier and feel much more secure during that exam. Depending on the size of your Cavalier and your vet, they may want them up on the table or down on the floor, but that's still a good place for that rubber mat. We can put it on the table or on the floor. When you get into that room, reward right away. Maybe you have the Licky mat. Maybe you give them some treats. If your Cavalier likes doing tricks, do some tricks in there. Getting their mind off of, I'm waiting for somebody to come in, and focus on something more pleasant and enjoyable will help during the next step when your vet arrives. If at all possible, stay with your Cavalier during the exam. See if they can do what they need to do in the exam room instead of taking them into the back room. Taking them into the back room sometimes is a little more stressful for your dog. A lot of that will depend on how well your Cavalier listens to you and how well you can hold your Cavalier without them getting too squirmy. Because if the vet or the technician doesn't think that you're going to be able to hold your Cavalier and they can do maybe a nice blood draw, then they might want to take them into the back. If they want to do a blood draw and they're thinking going into the back, maybe you say, can you do it in the room? It never hurts to ask. They might be in a routine of taking them into the back because a lot of pet parents don't actually like to watch the blood draw, but if they know that you feel more comfortable with your dog staying up there with you, almost always that's going to be a better solution for your dog. If you're not holding your dog during that, talk to them. Oh, you're such a good job. Very nice job. And when they're done with it, give your dog lots of reinforcements, lots of praise, a couple of snacks. Try not to get into the vet or the technician's way. You don't want to be a nuisance. You want to be able to help, but you don't want to get in their way. So those are the first steps on teaching your Cavalier how to enjoy the vet office. And don't forget to pause and enjoy life, and we'll see you in the next video. Do I have any Cavalier King Charles Spaniel families out there? Do you want to connect with other Cavalier parents who truly get it? If so, make sure you join our vibrant and positive Cavalier Facebook group. Dexter and I can't wait to welcome you. If you're enjoying today's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I dive deep into all things dog training, natural care, and healthy living for you and your dog.